Hi guys, what's up? It's Joel Pitt here, back with another video, and in this video I will be doing another review for a movie that I saw today. It is called Truth or Dare. Yes, I saw it at the Odeon in the Trafford Centre again, and I got a ticket this time much cheaper than last time. I think it was about under £7. I don't know why, but it was just good. But I'll leave a link down below to my last review, which was Ready Player One. And as always, in these reviews, there is spoilers. So if you don't want anything being spoiled about this film, please leave now. But anyway, we're going to get on to some of the stuff. So I got, just before I talk about the film, I got a deal called The Classic for £8. So I got some nachos and a medium soft drink, Fanta. So this film was created by Universal Pictures, which I was very surprised about, I didn't know they would be creating this film. And then another one that I didn't know called Blumhouse Production. So at the start, there was this person driving the car and they were going to buy something at the petrol station. It was just all relaxed. And she looked a bit shocked, and then the phone was ringing and the person at the desk answered it, and then after he hung up, he asked truth or dare, and he had this smile on his face, and the woman was just like, no, I don't want to do it. But then she just did it anyway. She probably picked dare because she then got some gasoline, poured it all over a woman, got a lighter, set her on fire, and then the title came up. That was just, it was like a shocker. So there was this group of people, and they were going on spring break, and most horror films are during American holidays, because this was in America and all. So it was during spring break, which is kind of natural for most scary films. And they were all happy at the start. They had their Snapchat stories going off, drinking, other stuff. Then at one point, it went dark. The music just went, and it went back lively. So that was kind of some suspense. There was a girl kissing another guy, and then someone stepped in because she was drunk. I think Olivia, her name was. I can't remember the name of the other girl, but she was drunk. She had a boyfriend, you see, and she ended up going off with another guy. And then after, they met a guy, I think by the name of Curtis, I believe, and he directed them into a prohibited land. And Olivia, when she was there, she found this old photo and some other stuff. And then she, it was just, I don't know what was happening at the moment. But then, after they took a photo, and then someone said, yo, can you tag me in that? That was a good line. So, after, just sitting around here having a few drinks, they decided to play a game of truth or dare. And, it was all right at the start, There was some funny stuff. So there was a guy had to give a lap dance to another guy, and there was a guy running around naked. And then after, it got a bit more serious, because when it was Curtis' turn, and he said truth, they told him, why did you bring us up here? And then he was telling all serious stuff, he was brought up here, and he lured them in to play the game, because then we found out they were stuck with this curse. So basically, they had to tell the truth or they died, and if they didn't do the dare, they would die. And then at one point, he went off, and then Olivia saw that everyone went missing, and then she just turned round, and all her friends were there, but they were all smiling creepily, and then 1 minute they're back to normal. It was just scary then. And then another one, there was are you sure you want to be my beer, someone said. And basically, when they got back from Mexico, that's where they had their summer break, when Olivia was in the classroom, she saw Truth or Dare on the table. She saw it on a paper or a poster. She even saw it on a car, and she thought her friends had engraved it in with their key, but no, it was this curse that was trying to, make a pick Truth or Dare. And then someone else, well, I'll talk about them later, but, they had, when they were walking by, it was on the wall, it was engraved on their, like, it was, like in Harry Potter, I know I'm bringing up a different film, but in Harry Potter, the 5th Harry Potter film, where Harry's using Dolores Umbridge's quill, basically when he writes, it engraves on his wrist. So that was happening, but on the arm, and it was painful. There was a guy looking weird at this girl. I can't remember what part. Bang, and then a girl walked in. Yeah, so there was a big bang, and I think Olivia was there, and a girl walked in. I knew it was coming because I felt there's got to be suspense there, And I think this guy was just like a homeless guy, because she gave money to him, which is nice. But then he kept looking at her. She was looking out the window, and he kept looking at her. I was like, okay, that's just a bit weird. And then there was another part where I feel someone was lying about someone, so they could have died, but they didn't, which is a bit weird. The Olivia was surrounded by everyone in the library, so everyone just had these smiles on their face, and then they were saying Truth or Dare, and they kept surrounding, so it was like a claustrophobic feel there. She ended up choosing Truth and just went quiet after, but then when she said the truth, no one else, it was just normal. People were thinking, what are you doing? And it was just bad. And then one of the members of the group saw this girl, chatted to her, and then she had the smile on her face, and she said Truth or Dare. He said Dare, and he was asked to show the pool cue, which is basically the male drunk, really. But he bottled out, and then what happened was he ended up having a smile on his face. There was this pool cue. He was going to walk into it. This guy saved him. But then he walked on the other side of the table, saw this ball, slipped over, and snapped his neck on the other table. So basically, I think this curse takes control of them and takes control of other people. So it was just creepy. And then another good line. How do you really feel about Olivia? That was like one of the truths. So, because basically, he did the truth and all, but then there was another question after. So I don't know what happened with that. Also, there was whispers when people were out, and then smiling. And then after, someone had to break Olivia's hand, but she didn't want to do it. But she was like, you have to do it, otherwise you die. And she ended up doing it, and it was painful. There was this other part where some guy was at a vending machine. He got his chocolate bar stuff. I thought it's his turn. He's gonna pick dare him to break open the glass and get the chocolate bar. But no. Instead, this old lady who was dead came back alive. Was there in the mirror, but then not behind him. But then when he turned round, he was there. She was there, and then all of a sudden she wasn't. And then she was in front of him again. And she had her arms around it. It was just scary. And then was dead again. that was just weird. Then there was another truth where it was during an interview, and the woman who was interviewing said truth or dare. You know, the face took control again, and it was like, do you forge prescriptions? He lied because he forged one to Olivia before, and then he had a pen. The face took control of him, and he basically stabbed his eye, I think, and then banged the pen, you know, the eye that had the pen in, against the wall, and then just killed himself. It was just wow. So there's a lot of like suicide really and killing in this film, so it's pretty shocking, you know. There was a woman, if you remember, well, there was this woman at the start, you know, who went to the gas station. Basically, she was in the middle of the film. She was mentioned in the middle of the film because they found her in the news, and it was about her setting fire to a woman and all. And basically, as well, at one point, they couldn't pick truth. I was like, why is that? And it said, that's how the game works. So I think at the start, they said, 2 truth and a dare. That's how they set the rules out. And that's why I think she couldn't pick truth and she had to pick dare. And for a dare, she had to walk on the roof of the house while drinking a whole vodka. And once it was, she had to finish it all before she got all the way around the top of the roof. But basically, they were trying to save her in case she fell down. And it was all right at one point until suddenly there was this fence that blocked them. She nearly died, but luckily she landed on the bed mattress. But it took a while for her to see, oh, is she alive? Is she not? So it was pretty scary at that point. And then from then, they realised people were being possessed and taken over. And after the girl that set fire to this woman, you know, had a dare, and she had a gun, and I think she was meant to kill Olivia, but she ended up killing someone else, so she didn't do the dare, and then she ended up shooting herself and dying. Also, this prohibited land they went to at the start was actually a church built in 1896, and it's said to have some conspiracies about it and all, that people would go there, play this game, you know, and just get caught in this curse. The homeless guy that Olivia saw ages ago, you know, was in a room, asked her truth or dare. She said dare because she said after she had to sleep with Lucas. But then after they barged open the door, this face he went back normal. It was like, where am I? And he totally ran out. So he didn't know where he was. This fate, the curse took control of him, had the smile on his face. But then once they came in, it just came off. It's just weird. And there was a girl in an article, and at the start, where she was in this church and that Olivia found, she was in this photo, and she ended up finding her and the grandma as well and spoke to them. But the possessor that took control of these faces was called Killix, I believe. I'm not sure how it's spelled, but it's called Killix. And the only way to break this curse was to sacrifice, the grandma said. Like, this girl said, you can see her, but you can't speak to her. And I was thinking, okay, you know, can she not speak, but she has, you know, a tongue, or is her mouth stitched up? But basically, she had to cut off the tongue, as well as saying this Spanish phrase 8 or 7 times, and then seal the tongue in this jar. And as long as the jar was closed, the spell and the curse wouldn't go out. But if it was broken, then it would come back again to haunt them. So yeah, the person who broke the pot, which wasn't Olivia, but we thought it was, we thought she had to cut her tongue off, but instead Curtis, who we found out was called Sam, you know, who was hiding in this place, had to say the spell and cut off the tongue, because he, you know, led in there. He broke the pot and all, but we didn't know that. And then Olivia was like, we can't change the past, but we can have a future. They went back to the same place at the beginning, and they made him break the curse. They nearly broke it, but then during it, Lucas, you know, was took control of, and, you know, he had to choose truth or dare, and he had to shoot somebody, but then he didn't end up doing the dare. So, well, he was trying to kill himself, but then suddenly Rugby tackled to the ground, like stopping, and I thought, is he going to survive and all? But he didn't end up, you know, and Curtis ended up dying, and since he died and couldn't say the spell and couldn't cut, because they had to, no one could help him cut the tongue off, he had to physically do it himself, and since he was dead, they couldn't break the curse. And basically she posted a video about it to warn people on it. So Olivia had her own channel and she warned people on it, and then at the end she asked truth or dare, then someone watching it had the smile on the face, so I think she might have passed it on. There could be another one. I didn't know any of the actors at all, but I think there could be another one, like Truth or Dare 2, or there could be one called Would You Rather, I think, because, you know, that's kind of like Truth or Dare, but, you know, it's like, would you rather do this or this, you know, but you have to do it, and if you didn't do it, you might die. And Ouija, you know, there was two films for that, so I'm thinking there could be another one. And then at the end, it said, in loving memory of Aaron Chrysius. I've been looking at it. I don't know who he is, but it was just saying loving memory. There was some very short credits. Like, it wasn't long credits, but there was like no extra like teaser bits. So at the end, the curse wasn't broken, and they ended up having it for the rest of their life. And to be honest, it scared me from playing Truth or Dare now, just because watching this film. And normally I don't watch horror films, but I just thought, why not give it a try? It sounds like a good film, you know. It's a game that everyone normally used to play, and I really liked it. You know, I'd give it 5 out of 5 stars. An absolutely amazing horror film with, you know, a bit of fun side at the start, but if you don't like people killing themselves or, you know, that sort of stuff, then maybe it's not the right film for you. But if you're not a big fan of horror, but, you know, you just want to give it a try, I suggest give it a try. If you don't like it, that's fine, you know. But like other horror films, like really gory ones, I absolutely hate. But if it's got like a, you know, a little jump scare or a few, then that's all right. Also today, just off topic, there was a road closed today and during certain times. But anyway, that's all for this review. I know it's over 15 minutes long, nearly 20 minutes, but I had a lot to talk about in this film. Absolutely amazing film. But anyway, yes, if you've not seen my previous review, go and check that out. And thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.